Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video, and I'm going to talk about a newly shown product from Hot Toys, and this time we have the Iron Patriot from Avengers Endgame. So this is quite exciting to see. This is something that I wasn't expecting to see quite yet, and here we have it going on pre-order like immediately, which is very cool because it was first shown at San Diego Comic-Con, which has just concluded. So it looks like at the conclusion of Comic-Con they released a bunch of figures up for pre-order because Iron Patriot was not the only one. They showed the official images for Iron Patriot, for Rocket Raccoon, and then for the game version of the Venom Pool, as well as the 1/4 scale Spider-Man. So very cool, all stuff that we saw at the event, but nonetheless great to see it going on pre-order so quickly, which is awesome. So let's talk about this one here, being the Iron Patriot 2.0, that's what they're calling it. This is a die-cast figure. I did, speculate and kind of almost dream that this would not be a die-cast figure and would instead be a plastic one, just because of its bulk. I didn't know if they would actually make it die-cast. It is die-cast. For me personally, I'm disappointed by this. I kind of prefer the plastic as far as, obviously if I just could choose like which one I would take, I'd take diecast, but for the price difference, I prefer the plastic. I don't need every Iron Man figure to be diecast and then, $400 plus. So I would have preferred this one to be plastic, and considering it's so bulky and it's a small suit, and it's like small as in it doesn't have a whole lot of screen time, and the fact that it's War Machine's armor, I thought there might be a chance it would be plastic. Unfortunately, that's not the case though. However, he looks great. I really do. I like the design of the suit overall. I think that it has a very cool, bulky look to it. It's something that we haven't really seen before with any of the Iron Man armors. There's obviously like the really bulky ones like Ironmonger and Igor, but there's not a whole lot of just really souped up, bulky, but still with like a person could fit in it normally. There's not a ton of those type of suits. There's ones that are like slightly bulkier, like Gamma, but like bulky like this, where it's really bulky, but that they can still fit into it naturally. And this is kind of the only one that we kind of have like that. But I think it's very cool. Tons of weapons and accessories. Well, not a ton of accessories, but a ton of weapons that can be, introduced on him. As you can see, he has weapons on the bottom of his forearms there, like massive guns. He's got guns at the top, rocket launchers. It looks like on the side. He's got rocket launchers over his shoulders, and he's got these massive cannons over his back, which just looks super cool. I'm also a big fan of the helmet design. I think it looks really neat. It's very intimidating and imposing. When I first saw that this was like in the Iron Patriot colors, because obviously we saw the suit, however, all the things that we saw of the suit, it was the War Machine colors. Even in the trailer, they did the War Machine colors to kind of try to trick everyone. But in the actual film, it was in Iron Patriot colors, and I wasn't a big fan of seeing that. When I first saw it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But I've come to actually really like it. I actually am really happy that they've kind of gone with the Iron Patriot colors on this one. I think it makes it pop just so much more. It's a lot more interesting, I think, that way. But he looks so cool, so weaponized, so badass, really. Looking awesome. There's no way you can have this thing and not display it with like fully weaponized shoulder cannons and rocket launchers and the whole bit. It's just it's really meant to be seen that way. But overall, he's very light on what he comes with, which maybe will keep the price reasonable. I don't know. This one's gonna be hard to estimate the price on because it's so kind of unique. But he comes with your standard kind of larger style base. He comes with the interchangeable parts needed to weaponize him, and then he comes with your standard set of hands: fists, repulsor blast hands, and articulated fingers. As far as his accessories, they're fine. The only other things I could have wanted were maybe some battle damage pieces, like an interchangeable battle damage chest plate. I think that would have been nice. Maybe an interchangeable battle damage face mask. That would be cool too, and those are very small things that could make a big difference if you want to show them with some damage. And then the other thing is a Roadie head sculpt. We do see him, with his face out, obviously, as he says goodbye to his friend. So it would have been nice to get it with this one. But again, I don't think it's 100% necessary, to be honest. I think that this is still a very cool look on its own. I don't think anybody would display him with the Roadie head sculpt, just because he'd be very small inside the suit too. He looked a little odd in the movie, so I think that the Hot Toy would just look a little odd too. So overall, I think this is an awesome looking figure. Again, price, it's going to be hard to price this one, considering most of the Iron Man figures that come out are about $410, $20. This one is very different for the fact that it comes with a lot less than most of your Iron Man armors. However, it's just so much bigger and bulkier. So I would guess that this thing would be at least 500. I could see it anywhere in the 500 range. I don't think it would get to 600. I think 600 would be ridiculous for this thing. But anything in the 500 range, I wouldn't be surprised about. If it's under 500, I would actually consider that pretty reasonably priced, to be honest. If it's like, what would be a great price for this thing, I think would be like $450. I think that would be very reasonable and a nice price for it. I don't plan to get it though, because it's just I'm not going to drop that much money on a character that was barely in a movie, and he was, you know, a very side character in the scene that he was in anyway. So yeah, overall really cool looking Hot Toys figure. Not something that's super necessary for me, and I think a lot of collectors, unless you're just a full Iron Man collector, then this is definitely necessary. But yeah, overall that's my thoughts on this new Hot Toys Avengers Endgame Iron Patriot figure. Let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.